You're.
Repeat to the fans what you just said. Like
what part? Because I was kind of ranting.
Okay, you're going to sit here and tell me that I should mourn and have a deeper connection to Spider-Man because he has to live with the fact that the promoter, screwed him over. That same promoter also killed Uncle Ben. Like, he has to endure so much.
The guy who robbed the promoter killed Uncle
Ben. Yeah. Like, he has to endure so much. His life is so bad.
No. What I'm saying is what I was saying is like his whole reason for having to give up that like normal teenage life that he so craves is rooted in that incident, because he has that level of internal guilt. And that's where that whole with great power comes great responsibility. Like you can't like, you have all this power, Peter. You cannot just see bad things happening and not intervene. Because you have all this power, you have a moral obligation to do something about it. And the one time he chose not to is when that guy the guy that he let go ended up killing his own uncle the same night. And so he's haunted by that. And he's always going to be haunted by that. That's why I was saying earlier that, like, when he finally gets a date with Mary Jane, or he finally gets invited to a party, or something else happens where, like, he just wants to live a regular teenage life, he can't, because he has to go do this thing. And he's guilted and haunted by that. I don't understand how you don't see how awesome of a character development that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to New Block Nerd Podcast. We are going to get the Game of Thrones, but we are on two
different... Just so you guys know, we've been arguing about this offline for like 10 minutes before we started recording.
So this man, right now, Prince is validating the people. We're at the question, who is the people's champ? That's the question, okay?
In comics, the people's champ is Spider-Man. I don't feel like that's really up for debate.
I think it should be the Flash. The Flash has to endure the fact that he was so fast, he wasn't fast enough to save his own mama. Okay? He has to deal with that internally forever. On top of that, his pops got framed for something that he didn't even do. He lost both parents in a matter of moments by speed and endurance. He has to deal with that. All the problem with DC Comics, he has to deal with that. Everybody's problem. He has to laugh and always smile all the time to swallow all the pain and suffering the man really has.
What do you think Spider-Man does?
Spider-Man's he's not on the caliber. He is not the true people's champ. The true people's champ is Barry.
What am I hearing? What am I hearing? What am I hearing right now?
You said, "Oh, responsibility. A wrestling match. It's okay. What do you do? You lost Uncle Ben. You still got Ame. I lost both my parents. Okay,
dude, but and I hear you, and it's sad. Okay, but it's not. It's not something that's fucking unique to the Flash. Pretty much being a superhero. Being a superhero in comics, like, there's a prerequisite for you to, like, both your parents get fucking bodied. That's just
save them. And I realized that by me saving them messed up the entire world. So I have to suffer the fact that I lost my mama. So y'all can have live.
They all lost their fucking mom, Duran. How many superheroes can you name whose mom and dad are still living?
If I didn't care about the people, I could just save my mama and screw everybody else. But nah. I'm the people. I care about everybody else. Make sure everybody's calm, cool, and collective. I'm going to deal with this and let y'all have a normal life. Spider-Man would never do that.
Are you serious?
Spider-Man would do anything he could to get Uncle Ben back. Am I wrong?
No.
My Uncle Ben.
No, I don't agree with you. I just don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
Venom's better. Yeah, I said it. Venom is better.
See. All right, so this is the part of the argument, guys. If you guys haven't learned about Duran yet, this is the part where he trolls and he tries to get a reaction out of you by saying outlandish shit like Venom is better than Spider-Man.
I'm not true.
Venom doesn't even fucking exist without Spider-Man. So stop it.
He does. He's better.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of New Black Nerds Podcast. No. We're doing our intro now. I had enough of you. Guys, put it down in the comments. Is Venom better than Spider-Man?
Flash's story is better.
What?
If Flash had a cartoon like Spider-Man did, people wouldn't feel the same way.
Why doesn't he have a cartoon like Spider-Man, Duran?
Because Marvel had all the money back in the day. Let's be honest. Come on, bro.
Dude, they made like animated series for a lot of DC characters, though. It's not
DC
like
can't even keep their rights right now in 2026. What are you talking about? They get their business has always been bad. They can't keep a project going.
that's not Spider-Man's problem. Spider-Man got sold to fucking Sony, also, and he's still coming out with heat because he's the people's champ.
Venom saved Spider-Man.
Okay. Anyway, the people didn't come here to hear us talk about your nonsense. Are
DC
we gonna
Comics
talk
all
Game
day.
of Thrones?
Yeah, we are. We're just gonna say DC Comics over Marvel all day. So,
That's something I can get behind you on.
DC Comics is better than Marvel.
I can get behind you. I can get behind you on that.
Okay, then I win.
Like the actual comic books, yes.
Thank you.
The actual comic books, movies, maybe not so much. But
we're not going there, bro.
we're not going there. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. I was having a good morning until Deron was starting with his bullshit. And
hey, I'm sorry.
Anyways,
take the X-Men away from Marvel. Marvel is gonna sink. All right. So, what do you? Yes, I said it. I said it.
That's a discussion for another day, I think.
You know it's true. And you know it's true. If you take the X-Men away, you get rid of most of all the culture there is in Marvel.
You know what? I agree. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do it. We're gonna do it. Let's do it.
That's what I was saying. I'm done with it.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think from a comic book standpoint, from just a physical flipping pages reading, pound for pound, I think the X-Men are the greatest thing that Marvel has to offer.
That's it. And if you take them away, what do they have? Now you say the same thing. Well, take away the Justice League. Spider-Man's he's not Venom.
Spider-Man full circle.
He's not Venom.
Yeah, he's better.
Spider-Man, like real talk, is like low key worse than Carnage.
I'm not taking the bait. I'm not taking the bait. We were transitioning to X-Men and how important they are to Marvel Comics, and I would like to stay there.
So, speaking of X-Men, Ned Stark is no longer the Hand anymore.
Yes. So
what happened? What happened in this chapter, sir?
Guys, I let me first apologize that we went down this, I can't even call it a rabbit hole, this spider hole for 7.5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
But we're transitioning back into Westeros. Last we were in Westeros, we were with Arya, right? She was she had kind of eavesdropped a little bit on what we now know to be Varys and Illyrio, kind of talking about their plans for Westeros. So we're back with Ned, and he's in a small council chamber, and things are getting heated. Robert is pissed because word has gotten out that Daenerys is pregnant with Khal Drogo's child. Big problems for the kingdom. Because a Targaryen with a Dothraki horde at his back is no bueno for the Seven Kingdoms.
At all.
No bueno. Ned is summoned to the small council chamber, and they're all having a discussion about, I don't even know if you can even call it a discussion, about whether or not Daenerys should be killed. Clearly, Robert is, he's still seeing red, no pun intended, and he's like, she's got to die. She's got to die. Her and the baby have to die. Y'all make it happen. And Ned's like, Ned, the ever honorable person, is like, guys, what are we doing? What did we rise against the Mad King for if it wasn't to stop shit like this from happening? Like, I understand the Dothraki are a threat, but they've never sailed. They've never gotten on boats before.
Mm-hmm.
When they grow enough courage to get on a boat, then we can worry about them. And what if she miscarries? What if she dies in childbirth? What if she births a daughter instead of a son? Like, there's so many things that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Robert obviously is pissed, and he's pushing back on Ned, and just trying to be like, dude, like, forget your honor. This is something we have to do. We overthrew them, and if they have a chance to get their get back, they're going to try and get their get back. We need to stop that from happening. now.
For you guys that haven't read the book or anything, this is the part when they did a vote in the council and they were trying to figure out, okay, let's put it to a vote. Everybody had their own. When King Robert called him Frozen Face, like that was hilarious about this. So that was bar all day. But before I get to this whole part of the vote thing, Prince, I want to ask you a question. If you were to lay out things how they are, was the king wrong about wanting to get rid of the Targaryens? Because they didn't ask you why were you even rebel when you planning to kill the Targaryens.
Right.
Like they should not be in rule. Like the whole point of what they were doing was basically controlling everybody and having them under their finger, under their thumb. And it was a point that the people couldn't deal with it no more.
Yeah.
So having thought that that could potentially happen again is scary. We can't defeat magical dragons. So we need...
Well, she doesn't have dragons at this point. But
at this point, but we're saying they had the memory of what it once was.
Right.
So any thought of that potentially happening again, they're scared. Now, Ned being who he is, I understand. Also, you got to trickle in Ned has daughters. So this is also like trying to say you're going to kill someone who's pregnant. So what would your vote be, sir? Now, you're the king.
So this is why I love George's writing, because it's there hardly ever is there just like you walk into a room and it's just like, all right, this person's clearly evil, this person's clearly all good, and it's just like you have these discussions and it's like from a moral standpoint,
yeah,
I'm with you, Ned. And at the same time, I also understand where some of the other people are on the other side of the aisle, where it's like, hey, look, those of us who call ourselves or find ourselves in a place where we have to rule the Seven Kingdoms, like Maester Pycelle is a scumbag, and we'll get to him at a later date. But he does make a good point from a ruler's perspective, right? Where he's like, okay, I hear you saying all these ifs, Lord Stark, but if the princess should birth a son, and if that son does grow into manhood and sails with the Dothraki horde to our shores, how many tens of thousands will die because we go to war to stop them from overthrowing us again and getting their get back? Should it not be, and I'm going to kind of paraphrase him, should it not be kinder and even nobler that she die now so that tens of thousands might live later?
And that right there is the tricky part, because what they are saying is facts. Like when you put it all out there, we are potentially deciding one or two lives if you count the child versus thousands. We all know there are things called ships. There is a potential of this happening. With her, as she grows and grows, we don't know how many children it can be. We don't even want that to be even a thought process. So while they're over there, get it done. Nip in the butt. Let's get it over.
And look, make no mistake. Viserys is over there.
Yes.
He fully believes that he is the rightful king.
Mm-hmm.
He has every intention, which is why he married Daenerys off to Khal Drogo in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
He has every intention of getting that Dothraki horde on a bunch of ships, sailing to Westeros, and putting every single one of y'all to the sword.
And so you, as a king, you can't take that chance.
And even Renly says it. Even Renly says it in here when they're having this back and forth. He's like, I hear you, Ned, but truth be told, we should have had her and Viserys killed years ago.
And then there's that point where you're like, as a person, as a father, you're like, yo, they didn't do nothing yet. Who said they're going to be what they were? Like, there's other people in their bloodline that were actually true. Actually were, like, nice people. Like, I know it was like, you don't want to mention that in war, but, like, who said they even want to come back over here?
Right.
They might want to build their stuff over there.
Right.
But it's that small potential. And I think that's what actually gets his vote to not go in Ned's favor, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ned being who he is, be like, well, he was definitely poking the bear. He was trying his best to...
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to, like, almost come at his manhood and like realize like I've never known you to fear anyone. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Like
They come to
he's basically calling Robert a bitch to his face in front of the whole
yeah,
small council. He was like, "Why are you acting like a hoe? Like, are you that afraid of a little girl?"
like you can't rumble if it comes down to it. But it's that dragon factor, bro. It's the like the ancestry, like back in your mind, like what they did to the old who did not fall in line. We can't go against that again. I'm older. My battle armor barely fits on me anymore. I
Yeah.
can't fuck
Yeah.
against that anymore.
You know,
And
I also think too, not for nothing. You know, I think this is still, Brand's fall is still very fresh
yes,
to Ned. So, and he knows at this point that someone pushed him, right? Or he at least has some very serious suspicions, and not to mention the whole lingering murder of John Aaron that he's still trying to figure out. So, Ned's emotions are high, and
hmm
he even says it here, like in his inner monologue, like he knew he was pushing this beyond reason, and
yes,
he keeps thinking about, like, even after he leaves the small council chamber, like he didn't think that Robert would ever do anything to harm him or his children, but he was like, when I go back to Winterfell, you know what I mean, he'll be mad for a couple days, and once I'm out of sight, he'll cool down just like he always does. But then he thinks about it, and he's like, I mean, we overthrew the Mad King 15, 16 years ago, and this dude is still as wroth with Rhaegar and everyone that has the name Targaryen as he was then. Like
and
he will not let this go.
exactly. So we talk about the vote, right? And people are passing around and it's going on, and then in a losing the vote that they're going to say they're going to kill her.
I
But
think it ended up being just Ned and Sir Barristan that were.
yeah, so the method of killing gives us a little insight of some things that may have taken place inside that kingdom walls, and also some future characteristics of people. And poison was brought to the table, and there was a different reaction amongst the people. How do you like feel about that as a reader? Like seeing like, yo, we first got this whole point of John Eyre going there was poison, and then someone's dropping about poison right now. It's like, bro, what you
You
mean
know,
about
I never made that connection of like, oh yeah, huh?
like
But I'm like, to that point, I'm with Ned there, where he's like, where someone brings up poison, I forget who, and then I think it was Robert that says, poison is a coward's weapon, and Ned is like, the nerve of y'all. Y'all talk about murdering a little 14-year-old girl and her unborn child, and y'all sitting here quibbling about fucking honor. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. And again, that quote that Ned lives by, that philosophy he lives by, he looks at Robert, he says, look her in the eyes. The one who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Look her in the eyes and hear her last words. And if you owe her that much at least. And Robert's like, this motherfucker is serious. You're serious about this.
it is funny that you talking about full circle. Earlier we're joking about the whole Spider-Man thing, how full circle came around. This is full circle to the first episode of showing
Mm-hmm.
actually like Ned actually passing on and doing the punishment that he felt was he's judge. He has to also be everything executioner. He's saying like Rob, you have to do it if you're gonna push these charges on people. Don't have someone else do it. Look her in the eye, and you also see Robert's scared. I mean, he's
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
He's scared of the potential of this little girl being what the ancestors were. So he doesn't even want to even take an opportunity of losing.
Yeah. He doesn't even
So
want to
he
take the chance.
so he'd rather have someone else do it over there. That speaks a lot about you as a character, as you as a warrior, you as a man, period. That one girl over there has put that much fear inside your soul.
Yeah.
So at the conclusion of everything going on, you mentioned how like he never thought that King Robert actually ever threatened the kids, threatened the family. And this man pretty much said, like, run off to Winterfell. If I ever see you again, I'm putting your head to the sword type thing, right? I think it was a
Mm-hmm.
paraphrase of that. That had Ned like, yo, bro, should I take a ship back home? Like, should I be like out of here tonight? This was my brother, but he is threatening to put me to a sword.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, Ned, and I don't think anyone, even the reader at this point,
Mm-hmm.
thinks that Robert would actually do that. He's at this point of his life, he's more bark than bite,
Okay.
especially when it comes to Ned.
Yeah.
But I think also Ned just wanted so desperately to get the fuck out of King's Landing, anyways. So like even he's talking to his guy, I think it was Poole or whoever his guardsman was, and he's like, find me a ship. And then he's like, on second thought, he's like, you know what? Find me some. I want to leave tonight. Fuck this. I want to get out of here as quickly as possible. I'm gonna take my girls and a couple of guys. Y'all can catch up when y'all catch up. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. Which, by the way, at this point, smartest thing Ned could ever do is just like,
Smart
let me
thing.
get out of here quickly. Let me get out of here.
And then it tells you, as far as the fact of like, Littlefinger's playing chess. Littlefinger is so. First, you guys, if you read this book, read this chapter. Littlefinger pretty much tried to say, like, it was paraphrasing that it's like messing with the ugly girl. Just get over with. He said in a council meeting, right? So this man already is like trying to push them past that, like, we just got to get done with it, be over with it. He must have known that Ned was going to try to get out tonight. For him to be able to even maneuver to pop up inside of Ned's room, like, I finally have what you've been looking for. I got the one little carrot you want to actually stay here for longer. Like, he was in the game the long time.
100%.
Yes, it was crazy.
100%. 100%. And not for nothing. I mean, Ned, like he took the hand of the king
Mm-hmm.
brooch off and threw it down on the table. So he was like, "I'm out. I'm done.
Yes,
Fuck
yes.
this. I'm good." And so Littlefinger's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! I still need you here for the bullshit I'm running." So I heard you were looking for something. I got it for you. I can get it for you.
He could have told this man about this days ago. Never did. And on top of that, Ned also knows that his wife did some knucklehead stuff on the side, and that's going to come down and cause even more havoc. So he's
Exactly.
already making King mad. When the King finds out about his
His brother-in-law.
all's going, like,
Yeah.
it's going to cause more things going on. I gotta go. And then Littlefinger, man, he might be like low key the Riddler and Joker mixed together.
He's
Like,
the
he
worst of the worst. He's such a
knows
fucking
how to play
sleazeball
games, but he's doing it in your presence, in your face, like just
in your
laughing.
face.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna let you see this, but you gonna do it.
And you know something? This is where Littlefinger's like manipulation is really on play here. Because
Yes.
when he shows up to Ned's room and he's like, I think honestly we kinda did you a favor here as far as how they're going about trying to kill the girl.
Mm-hmm.
We told the Lord Varys to let it be known that we'll make a lord out of whoever kills her. He was like, let someone drunk on ambition try. Likely they'll fuck it up,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Dothraki will be on their guard. And that's like, so you mean to tell me that by suggesting that you're somehow in some kind of 4D chess trying to protect her? How big of a fool do you think I am, Littlefinger? Littlefinger's like, quite an enormous one, actually, laughing at him. And I'm just like, Ned, stop letting this man play in your face, man. Stop letting him play with you like this, dog. It's so embarrassing.
It's just the fact that he said that to Ned with no hesitation. Like, yeah,
None whatsoever. He was like, "Oh no, make no mistake. I think you're a fucking idiot."
and it, and he's playing into the title. Like, he's playing right into that title. So, what's gonna happen next, Prince? Like,
So,
what's bro?
so he Ned was having this thought about we talking about him like wanting to get on the ship early, like the
Yeah.
same day, and he was thinking to himself, I could also, if I take a ship instead of the King's Road going on foot, I could stop over at Dragonstone and talk to Stannis.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point he's like, I'm certain Stannis knows all the things that I don't know yet. Certain of it. Certain of it. Which again, I wish Ned could have gotten out of there. I wish he could have gotten out of there.
Should we have a what if series for Game of Thrones?
A what if series would be dope because like there's so many there's so many. I mean, even just Ned's time in King's Landing, there's so many like, bro, if you just did this
Just one
different,
thing. Just one thing.
everything's different. But you know, when we start talking about what ifs, like there's so many variables. Like even if Ned did everything right,
It was.
Catelyn still abducted Tyrion. Shit was always gonna pop off.
I told you, Catelyn, just her essence of character is like top 10 level hatred for me. Can't stand that.
I feel like we could never get through an episode without you telling the folks how much you hate Catelyn.
I just, bro, because everything you do, like right now, we're speaking of Ned and his decision making. And no matter what Ned wants to do, he still knows the back of mind. You still screwed up. No matter how I slice it. Every person that was once inside of Winterfell that she has connected with, she's done something wrong to.
Yeah, either indirectly or otherwise.
You so mad at John. John didn't get birthed here because it happened. Like, there's more things going on. Like, we don't know so about her. She's just something about her. She's just the poison pill. She's the Spider-Man of Marvel.
I just think both of them, both Ned and Catelyn, made some pretty grave mistakes. Like,
Yes.
and I think for me, sometimes the reason why I get more upset with Catelyn rather than
Mm-hmm.
Ned is because Ned is kind of blinded by his own inner sense of like honor and moral superiority, right?
Okay.
Catelyn, as we've seen in her inner monologue, she knows the game infinitely more than Ned could ever hope to grasp. And so why I get upset with Catelyn is you know better than Ned how this shit's gonna go sometimes. Because you have more of a political savvy to you than your husband. And yet and yet you do goofy shit anyway.
And it's funny.
It's like it goes back to the whole her telling Ned before he goes to King's Landing, hey, you don't know Robert like that. You knew him 15 years ago. But then in the same breath, she'll be like, I've known Littlefinger since I was a boy. He would never harm me. And I'm like, how can you say those two things back to back? It doesn't make any sense. I think she's actually next.
That's why I was on my phone. But she's the next chapter, which is like the
She is
fireworks
next.
about to happen, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. This chapter was painful because you know what's about to happen, but at the same time insightful because you also learn how this game is really played across all boundaries. Preserving the seat and power for your bloodline is, at the end of the day, top priority. Now, if you even have an ounce of a blood drop of a brand, a family that I don't like, you have to be extinct. And that's what the council was trying to do.
That's how it goes.
And it's crazy. I understand this whole thing of the Game of Thrones and full circle moments of seeing all this happen. Next chapter's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, and you know, before we go, I know you asked earlier, like, what would my vote have been?
Yes.
I think it, and this is why this book is so great, and this is why George's writing is so great, because I think it highly depends on what family you belong to. Like, it's easy for Ned to object, right? Like, if you're Renly, you're the younger brother to the king who overthrew the Targaryens. If they come over here, they're gonna pack you up too, Renly. You, Stannis, Robert, Cersei, all your nieces and nephews, y'all are all getting packed.
And it's
Because to your point, if they come over here, they're gonna have to extinguish their line so that their claim is unchallenged.
and it's never ending cycle. Never ending cycle.
It's a never
So
ending cycle, which is why
let's
I think George like goes kind of over the top sometimes with some of the violence to kind of
go
show you how fucking disgusting this system is.
So which one are you voting for? If people want to know. Cast your vote right now.
I'm on Ned's side morally. I'm on Ned's side morally,
Morally.
but I mean, as a if I'm in a position of if I'm Renly, yeah. If I'm Renly, yeah. I mean,
You dirty.
What are you supposed to do?
You wrong. You gonna kill a child. You so
Hey
wrong.
man, look, we in Westeros.
She gotta go.
We in Westeros. People die every day, dog. People die every day. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, well, what are you voting for?
Oh, she gotta go. She's gotta go. I'm sorry. She's gotta go. Like, no offense or anything. Like, I love the moral compass, but we don't got potential dragons, bro. We don't have that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We don't. I can't fly. No matter how. She
Yeah.
gotta go.
I mean,
Respectfully, like it is what it is. I'd rather. This might sound really bad. A teenager to fight a grown woman. It's like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Imagine her like later on when she gets smarter in the mind and has a stronger soldier, stronger army, tactics, learning as growth. You
Yeah,
better,
no one wants a Targaryen raised by Dothraki. How is that good
man.
for anyone?
We already had the Mad King. You don't know what she gonna be. So yeah, she gotta go. She gotta
Yeah,
go.
hard pass.
Sorry, I'm going
Hard
to the
pass.
wall. I'll go to
Hard
the wall.
pass. Anyways, guys, let us know in the comments what you'd vote for.
Please.
I think it highly depends on what kind of family bloodline you're attached to. But again, if you're on the small council and you're part of the ruling class who helped or had some kind of hand in overthrowing the Targaryens, I feel like it's a one-way ticket. I feel like you kind of can't say no.
Yeah, I'm going to the wall anyway, so it don't matter. Y'all, yeah,
Facts.
we got.
Facts.
I'm going. I did my job. Poison whatever you need. If she's magic, she gonna survive. I'm gonna head to the wall. Meet me there.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm
I'm just gonna. I might just remove myself from all of this bullshit.
yeah, I'm cool. Wait, wait,
Yeah.
what's the sand one called? Dawn? Is it Dawn down there, or what's the sand culture? This whole sand.
Dorne.
Yeah,
Dorne.
Dorn. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm out.
Dorne seems like a nice place to visit, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, we're with Catelyn next. So it's gonna be a lot of rage bait for Duran. So you guys just hang in there with us. We'll see you guys next time.
I'm not podcast next time.
Later, guys.